Hey guys, it's Sim, and this is Wrestling Unlimited, as it's Friday, and that means tonight was Friday Night Smackdown. Two things to say about this show. A, I thought it was pretty good. And B, it flew by. Like, this show, from start to finish, it was at the main event when I go, I thought there's still like quarter, no more than a third. I thought this show had like an hour left. The first hour and a half or whatever the show, first hour 45, it just scooted by. Like, this show flew by. I will say that for sure. This show was easy to watch. Like, that's the best thing about it. And that's what you want from your wrestling shows. An easy to watch show. It was easy to watch. Everything made sense. All the stuff that they did was building towards other things. We got, Michin and, because some may say, what's Michin and Piper Niven built to? Well, a dumpster match. We got the announcement of AJ Styles. Bayley's going to challenge for the women's championship. Dissension between a bunch of different people. Does KO trust Cody? What's going on with LA Knight, Carmelo, and Andrade? We get a triple threat for the U.S. title. So much on this show, and none of it felt, and a lot of companies are, WWE, AEW, TNA all do this. Nothing felt like it was just there to be there, if that makes any sense. All the stuff that we got on this show tonight all felt like there was a reason. All felt like it was important. And that's something that I liked, because a lot of times we don't get that from wrestling shows. They'll be like, oh, we need to fill 8 minutes. We need to fill 6 minutes. Throw this out there. We need to fill 90 seconds. Backstage promo for nothing, But unless I missed something, I didn't notice anything like that. I didn't notice anything like that as far as just random filler. So, I thought it was a good episode of SmackDown. Really good episode of SmackDown. But with that, I want to say thank you for joining me here. Twitch.tv/PWU Unlimited, YouTube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited, and podcast services all around the globe like Stitcher, Spotify, Google Pod, Apple Pod, Anchor, iHeartRadio, and so much more. Remember, if you are watching live on Twitch, you can help us out a couple of different ways. You can either help us out by hitting that donate button down below, or by donating Twitch bits in the live chat. Also, remember, you can help us out by subscribing to the channel, one of two different ways. You can either subscribe with a tiered subscription, or you can subscribe with Amazon Prime. Because remember, if you have Amazon Prime, then you have Prime Gaming. Prime Gaming gives you a lot of cool things like free games, free stuff for games, and you always get one free subscription to any Twitch channel you want to subscribe to throughout the month. And I greatly appreciate it if you did right here for Wrestling Unlimited. Also, remember, on YouTube, you can help us out over there by hitting that subscribe button. That way you know when we post new videos. That way you know when we go live. And that way you know when we post to the community tab. One big thing over on YouTube, which coincides with TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and so forth, is we're going to start posting more reels, more news in reels. People say, why don't I cover the ratings? Well, we're going to do the ratings in reels, because ratings videos, for the most part, they're less than a minute long. It does me no good, but if I could throw them out there as reels, get more attention from the reels back to the channel, whether that is to watch the review of that show or just a different video on the channel, that could help as well. We are going to implement doing more reels. And when you create a reel, here's some inside baseball. You create a reel for YouTube. You can take that exact same video, then go post it on your Instagram. Well, not short for YouTube. You post it on Instagram as a reel. You post it on Facebook as a reel. You post it on TikTok as a TikTok. You post it on Threads. You post it on Twitter. You post it on wherever you have social media. So it's like, if you're already creating it, and here's another inside baseball thing, if you guys want to learn a little. If you're already creating it for one platform, and it's already the right dimensions, the right height, the right setup, and everything, that it can fit on multiple, go post it everywhere. That way, hopefully, somebody sees it somewhere. That's my big advice for you guys as far as from a creator standpoint. Try to be able to repurpose stuff and reuse your content, not in a way that is repetitive, but in a way of, how can I make one piece of content that can be used on multiple platforms? And that's what I'm going to start implementing. It started this week. That's what I'm going to start implementing more with the short form content. Granted, most of our content is quote unquote short form content, 2-3 minute or less news videos, but we're going to bring you even more. We're going to bring you even more stuff in more ways. People keep saying, hey, we want more. And a way to get more is to help us. Maybe you want to subscribe to the channel in another way. You want to become a member. You want to support us other ways. Even if it's just at the $1 tier, hit that join button to become a member, whether it is here on YouTube or patreon.com/PW Unlimited. And finally, to get your comment, question, or concern read live on the air, don't forget to donate a super chat in the live chat. And finally, head over to the Epic Game Store. Head over to the Epic Game Store and buy something. Whether you're buying a new game, whether you're buying an old game, whether you're claiming a free game or getting bucks for Rocket League, Fortnite, or Fall Guys, use our code PW Unlimited at checkout and you will be supporting us at no extra cost. Maybe you're getting the new Incredibles pack for Fortnite that just dropped today. You get Mr. Incredible. You get Elastigirl. You get Frozone and some other stuff to go with it as well. And when you do, make sure to check right there on Fortnite. It says, got a creator code? Yeah, you do. It's right here, PWU NLIMITED. You can use it for Fortnite on your computer, your PlayStation, your Switch, your Xbox, your mobile device, your tablet, wherever you're playing Fortnite. Don't forget to put in our creator code, PW Unlimited. Go get the Incredibles. You also get them for both regular Fortnite, Battle Royale, and Lego. Show my daughter that, and she goes, oh, the Lego. She plays a lot of the Lego. As far as Friday Night Smackdown does go, excuse me. As far as Friday Night Smackdown does go, Michael Cole welcomed everybody to the show from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, and people were asking me, why didn't I go? OKC's an hour and a half away. I ain't driving an hour and a half. Not for a SmackDown. Maybe a pay-per-view premium live event. Not for a SmackDown. Not for a weekly show. Unless, like, there was some huge, big main event that was, like, pay-per-view caliber. Anyways. So, there's a slow burn going here with Kevin Owens, Randy Orton, Cody Rhodes. I don't know what the end game is. I guess, ultimately, a KO heel turn. But yeah, so Orton started the show, comes out by saying that it's been a minute and he's missing or been missing. Orton then formally welcomed everybody to Friday Night Smackdown, and the crowd chanted for Randy. Orton said that he could count the amount of people he trusts in this business on one hand, but Cody Rhodes is one of those, and Cody Rhodes is one of those people he could trust, and he has been able to for a very long time. Orton said it's interesting that Cody is teaming with Roman and Bad Blood, and it doesn't quite fully sit right with him. So he wants to talk to Cody about it. He asked if Cody can come out and maybe explain his actions to him and his reasoning here tonight. Cody's music hits. Huge pop from the crowd. Cody comes down. Cody chants as he gets into the ring, and he joins Orton. Cody then asks Oklahoma City and Randy Orton, what do you want to talk about? And the crowd, instead of like chanting for Cody, they stopped chanting for Cody. They chant for Randy. Cody said that he might look like a fool by teaming with Roman Reigns, but Cody then asked if he'd rather him be a fool or a coward. Cody talked about how Roman gave Cody his word multiple times on multiple occasions. He told Cody, if you beat me at WrestleMania, I'll go away for a while. He did it. He told me, I'm not going to mess with you. And he hasn't so far. But why can't he trust Roman now? As such, Cody said that he's going to take the word of the OTC. And the crowd starts chanting OTC. Cody noted how he's standing there with the apex predator, the legend killer. And because of that, Orton should understand, because it's time for the legend of the Bloodline to be killed. Cody said that he hopes it's not a problem for Orton and extends his hand. Orton shook Cody's hand, and Orton said, no, I ain't got a problem with this. Unless, Cody, you make it a problem. And I'm like, whoa, what does that mean? What do you mean if Cody makes it a problem? Interesting verbiage. Old Randall Keith Orton. On cue, out comes Kevin Owens. His music hits, and he makes his way down to the ring wearing an RKO shirt. Before Owens could speak, Solo's music would hit, and out would come the Bloodline. Koa had a microphone in hand and said, Oklahoma City, acknowledge me. And they booed and chanted OTC. Koa said that he knows Roman gave Cody his word, and Cody should trust Roman because Cody will need Roman's help come Bad Blood. Sikoa said that Owens and Orton won't be any good for Cody at the end of the day. Sikoa rightfully pointed out that every time Cody tries to team with them to take out the Bloodline, it doesn't go their way. Because, well, you can't take out this version of the Bloodline. Sikoa said the reason Cody will team with Roman is because Owens and Orton always let him down. Kevin then would chime in and said, "Shut this stupid face." Or shut your stupid face. I wrote that weird. Owens then challenged the Bloodline to a match. Cody's like, "Yeah, all of us against you guys." And Owens is like, "Hey, no disrespect, but you got your match with Roman. Me and Kevin for Solo and Fatu tonight. Or me and Randy for Solo and Fatu tonight." And I'm like, "Oh, you do not want to team with Cody? Okay, I get it. I see what's coming here." Owens may not feel like he can trust old Cody Rhodes. Solo seemingly accepted the challenge. Owens' music hit. And then they went to commentary saying, "We hope this match gets made for the main event," which it did. We got a very awkward segment, but it is building to Tiffany leaving Nia. So, Nia and Tiffany are in the back, and Nia's annoyed at what happened last week. She said, "Last week we were supposed to get rid of one of them, Bayley or Naomi." She asked Tiffany what happened. Tiffany didn't really give her an answer at first, and she grabs her by the neck. She goozles her, as they say. And Stratton tries to apologize and says this hurts. And Jax says, "It ends bad for her. It will end really, really bad for Stratton." Jackson smiled and said they could be friends again, but it was very intense. And as Nia walks off, the camera slowly pans in on Tiffany, who just gets this pissed off, "I'm gonna fuck you up," girl face, angry, mad. She's gonna cash in on Nia. I can see it. She's gonna at least attempt to cash in on Nia. I can see her successfully cashing in on Nia Jax. Nia ain't treating her like a friend. Nia is treating her like a peasant, like her follower, like her, what's the word I'm looking for? Servant almost? No, maybe not. That's the wrong word. But Nia is treating Tiffany, and she has been treating Tiffany as lesser than, as you do what I say, you work for me kind of thing. And I think after the night where she put her hands on Tiffany, Tiffany was just like, oh no, I'm over this girl. But speaking of Bayley and Naomi, they had a 10-minute match up next to determine the new #1 contender for the WWE Women's Championship. This match was good. They got 10 minutes. I think it went like 10 minutes and 2 seconds or 3 seconds or 1 second. So it's right around the 10-minute mark. Can't go wrong with the Bayley-Naomi match. These two were great together. Dare I say, perfect together. Wouldn't call the match perfect, but I think these two just have perfect chemistry. So Naomi went for an early pin. Bayley thwarted it. Naomi kept trying until Bayley almost went to punch her, but Naomi stopped it herself because the two are friends. They ain't gonna punch each other in the face. Naomi pushed Bayley repeatedly until Bayley pushed back. Bayley eventually landed a clothesline and got a 2 off of it. Bayley went for a running knee, but Naomi connected and countered with a bulldog. Naomi super kicked Bayley, and Bayley rolled to the outside, where Naomi hit a corkscrew plancha before the show went to a commercial break. The show then returned, and Bayley hit an elbow on Naomi to kind of reset things. Bayley followed this up with the back suplex and a suicide dive onto Naomi, who was on the outside of the ring. Back in the ring, Naomi hit her rear view for a nice near fall. The two then got to their feet and traded blows until Naomi kicked Bayley in the head 2 times. Naomi then planted Bayley and got a 2 off of it. Crowd starts chanting, "This is awesome." Naomi then kicked Bayley and went to the top for a blockbuster. Naomi tried to follow up with the suplex, but Bayley countered into a suplex of her own. Bayley then went for a sunset flip and flipped Naomi into the bottom turnbuckle, but it didn't quite go as planned. Bayley then got a 2 off of it. Bayley then went for a Bayley to belly, but Naomi countered into a bulldog and bulldogged Bayley into the turnbuckle. Naomi then went for something off the top and missed it. Bayley then hit a Bayley to belly. Bayley rushed to the top, landed her elbow drop, and pinned Naomi to pick up the victory. So there we go. Bayley will be challenging for the WWE Women's Championship against Nia Jax at Bad Blood. After the match, Naomi looked very upset, which of course she would be, but a little more upset than just, I lost the match. Almost a little, not mad, but like, she got me. But more, maybe mad is the worst. I don't know. She had a more than just an, dang, I lost face. I don't know if that's me looking too much into it or something to think about. So we got footage of the weird post-match angle from last week's U.S. title match with LA Knight and Andrade. Andrade was walking backstage when he ran into LA Knight. Andrade said real men shake hands to show respect as such. And Andrade said that you lost my respect. Basically saying that he doesn't respect LA Knight, which I don't get it. Okay. Like, because he went for a fist bump instead of a handshake? I don't know. But then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, kind of had me jump out of my chair for a second. Carmelo Hayes just runs in like a bull in a china shop and boom! Plows LA Knight right over a production crate. He looks at Andrade and was like, I'll see you out there, or something like that. He says something to him. I didn't quite catch it. I was still here going, where the hell LA Knight go? LA Knight got fucking look like a chump. And he did. Andrade says, you beat me, but I don't respect you. And then Carmelo Hayes out here just mowing him down. Holy crap. Then we had a almost 17-minute match. And I bet you can guess how good this was. This was great because it's Carmelo and Andrade. And these two are phenomenal against each other. I don't know why I did that. I don't know. Sometimes you're like a Ricky Bobby and your hands just do things. I don't know what to do with my hands sometimes, and my hands just do things because I'm Italian and I talk with my hands a lot. So, yeah. So, Andrade had control to begin the match and went for a double knees, but Hayes moved and draped Andrade over the second rope. Amazingly, Hayes ran at the draped Andrade, and Andrade pulled for a power slam while draped in the ropes onto the apron. And I'm like, holy crap, that was awesome. Frog stuck on my throat. We go to a break, and you could see that it was going to a picture-in-picture, but I'm watching on the USA app, and I didn't get the picture-in-picture. So the show returned, and Hayes had the upper hand with a springboard clothesline. Hayes worked a chin lock. Andrade then worked his way out of it and chopped Hayes, but Hayes responded with punches of his own. Kind of punches and bunches a little bit. Two then eventually hit simultaneous clotheslines to reset everything, and the crowd starts chanting, "This is awesome." Back on their feet, the two then traded blows. Andrade ultimately landed a dragon screw leg whip, but Andrade quickly ran into a first 48 from Hayes that only got a 2. Corey Graves played this off like, holy crap, he thought it was over. Hayes was then bleeding from the mouth at this point, and he starts like slapping his legs and slapping his legs and slapping his legs, waiting for Andrade to get up in the corner. He then runs at Andrade, and Andrade moves, and he goes knees first into the turnbuckle. And they say it on commentary. They're like, he was pandering too much. He should have jumped. He should have jumped sooner. So Andrade moves, hits a leaping forearm to take control. Andrade then landed a double knees of his own for a good near fall. Andrade then went for the message, but Hayes countered and does something like a springboard DDT, I guess you would say. Got another good near fall. Jillian goes to another commercial break during this match. This match goes almost 17 minutes. When the show returns, Andrade climbed to the top, but Hayes cut Andrade off. Hayes tried to set up for a superplex, but Andrade headbutted Hayes to the canvas. Andrade then commenced to do the double moonsault spot and connected enough, I guess you could say, for a 2. Another "this is awesome" chant from the crowd. Andrade then set up for a suplex, but Hayes countered with the facebuster and some sort of a cutter-like move. And then Hayes nearly got the victory, but Andrade kicked out. Hayes then went to the top, but Andrade cut him off. Andrade then set up for a superplex, but instead, Hayes turned things into a neckbreaker cutter from the top for a very good near fall. Crowd starts chanting, "Holy shit." And yeah, that was a holy shit sequence. Hayes then tried to go for the nothing but net, but Andrade moved and hit a spinning back elbow that caused Hayes to roll to the outside. With Hayes on the outside, LA Knight would run out with music playing and all. and he distracted Andrade. Andrade then stopped the Knight from attacking Hayes. Hayes took advantage and rolled Andrade up. Bing, bing, bing. Andrade, you lost. You got distracted by LA Knight, and Carmelo Hayes picks up the victory. Hayes then ran straight to the back afterwards. Andrade gets up, and he goes to basically... So Knight's like on the ropes, looking at the ramp, trying to get to or look at Carmelo Hayes or whatever, and Andrade comes up from behind him. Start exchanging words in the ring. Knight extends his hand for a handshake, and Andrade just walks away as the crowd boos. Now, I don't think this is an Andrade heel turn or anything. It's more of a, bro, what are you doing kind of thing. Like, you want me to shake your hand? You just cost me the match. Come on, guy. So, I think, what is it now? Andrade and Hayes are 2-2? I mean, no, 3-3? Correct me if I'm wrong. I can tell you right now. Andrade. So the two are now in the series. Give me 1 second. I'll tell you exactly what they're at. So it is Andrade, Carmelo. Hold on. Andrade. Just 3-3, yeah. The way Cage Match has just worded it, it threw me off a little bit. And the way I sorted it too. So yeah, I could see, LA Knight wants Hayes for the attack from earlier. Andrade's still mad at LA Knight, especially after what happened at the end of this match. So it's like, okay, we go into a triple threat? I don't know. So Owens and Orton were talking backstage in the locker room, and Cody walked in and asked Owens, hey, can we talk? Owens said he couldn't because they were getting ready for their match. Owens then stood up and told Cody, do not interfere in our match later either. Orton said they need the help or would love for Cody to help. And he talked to Owens to let him know that Orton gave him the okay. Well, this is weird. Again, KO not trusting Cody just because he's teaming with Roman? Like, is that what we're supposed to believe? Kevin's turning heel. Just don't know when yet. They're doing the slow burn, as I said earlier. So, next up, we get a video that tells us, hey, guess what? AJ Styles back next week. And I'm like, hallelujah. AJ Styles was in the news this week. Apparently, people in the industry believe that his contract is coming up at the end of the year. And the way Fightful wrote that, the way Sean Ross Sapp wrote that is people in the industry, not people in WWE. So, take that how you want. People in AEW think that AJ's up at the end of the year, going to be a free agent, going to maybe make the jump. I don't know. We'll see how it all plays out. But AJ will be on SmackDown next week from old Nashville, Tennessee. Speaking of next week, Michin will be taking on Chelsea Green in a dumpster match. But before that, she had to take on Piper Niven in a 9-minute match. So Michin ran at Niven to start things off, but Niven fought back and ultimately shoulder blocked Michin to the ground. Niven then ran into a boot from Michin. Niven came back with an attempted splash, but Michin rolled to the outside where Chelsea Green distracted Michin, and Niven hit a cannonball on Michin. The show then went to a commercial break, and when the show returned, Niven shoulder blocked Michin through the air. Basically did the Keith Lee, Adam Cole pounce spot where Michin runs at her and jumps for something, and she pounces her right out of the air. She goes flying into the corner, sits up, boom. Niven hits a cannonball for a 2. Niven then went for a little crossbody splash. Michin moved and hit a bunch of kicks and chops. Michin hit a crucifix bomb at one point that was good enough for only a 2, though. Michin then ran the ropes, and Niven caught her for a sidewalk slam. Niven then dragged Michin to the corner and went for the Niven bomb, but Michin moved. It didn't really matter, though, because Niven just came right back with a Michinoku driver and earned a near fall. Michin then went to the top, but Niven cut her off with a slap, like a hard just whap right to the face. Right to the side of the head, kind of. Just slapped the shit out of her. Chelsea Green then distracted the referee. and Michin kicked Green off the apron. Niven, though, in the meantime, missed a cannonball attempt on the outside into a trash can full of weapons that Chelsea had set up. Niven returned to the ring, and as she was getting in the ring, Michin hit her with an eat defeat through the ropes and pinned her 1, 2, 3 to pick up the victory. Don't forget, next week, between Michin and Chelsea, dumpster match in Nashville. Which was good. That was good. Showed the, Chelsea getting involved and wanting to weaken Michin before next week. So, yeah, I thought it worked well. I think these two, Piper Niven and Mia Yim, worked well together. Very well together. Speaking of next week, we know we got the dumpster match. We know AJ Styles is returning. And in case you missed it earlier today, triple threat ladder match for the WWE Tag Team Championships as the Bloodline. Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa will be defending against the Street Profits, Angelo Dawkins and Montez Ford, and DIY, Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa. So yeah, we're going to dumpster match AJ Styles and a three-way tag team ladder match on next week's SmackDown. Whew. Go home for Bad Blood, shaping up to be a hell of a show. So Naomi was backstage. Remember when I said Naomi looked a little more than just upset? Naomi was backstage. Bayley apologized for beating her. Naomi said that Bayley wasn't sorry, but it was okay, because if Naomi would have won, she wouldn't be sorry either. Naomi said that they'll run it back someday, eventually. Naomi kept walking, and Stratton walked into the picture. Stratton said that Naomi will have a good view of Jax beating down Bayley. Naomi said that she'd go to GM Nick Aldis to make a match between the two of them for next week. And correct me, I didn't see if that match got officially announced or not. I would assume, since they teased it, that it's going to happen, but I didn't see like an official announcement. Naomi, Tiffany next week. Got a recap of the cinematic angle between Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns. And then we go to our main event. 15-minute match. The Bloodline, Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu against the team of Kevin Owens and Randy Orton. So, yeah. Match was good. But the back half, well, back like 5 minutes or so, I guess you would say, kind of like, what are we doing here? It was a little overbooked. A little overbooked here at the end. Owens and Fatu started things off. Fatu took Owens down pretty quickly, but KO came right back with some elbows and a senton. Sikoa tagged in and ran into a bunch of Owens strikes. Sikoa quickly rebounded and took Owens down. As a result, Owens tagged in Orton, much to the delight of the crowd in OKC. Fatu then wanted the tag again because of, he wants to go against Randy Orton, and, well, the crowd's changed for Solo. Solo sucks, that is. Orton then kicked Fatu, but Fatu fought back and clotheslined Orton over the top to the floor. Fatu followed Orton to the floor, but Orton caught Fatu and dropped Fatu on the commentary table. But Fatu basically no-sold it. Orton, ever the professional, proceeded to drop Fatu on the table 3 more times to make his point. Orton then did one to Solo as we went to a commercial break. When the show returned, Sikoa was working over Owens in the ring. The two fought on the top rope at one point, and Sikoa fell off the top. So Owens went for a swanton, but Solo got his knees up. Dick Fatu would tag in, and Fatu whipped Sikoa into Owens in the corner before Fatu followed it up with a hip attack of his own on Owens in the corner. Fatu then whipped Owens into a corner, and before long, Fatu ran Owens into the heel corner and tagged in Solo. Sikoa then jawed at Owens for a moment and then stomped at him. Fatu then hit Owens, while the referee had his back turned, and Orton got mad and ran into the ring, but the ref sent Orton right back to the corner. Sikoa then ran the ropes, but Owens caught him, and eventually, Owens punched his way out of a lockup with Solo, and Orton received the hot tag. Orton came in and completely cleaned house, complete with a snap power slam on Solo and Jacob Fatu. Orton hit his draping DDT on Solo. Orton then set it for an RKO, but Fatu tried to intervene, and it wasn't enough for Solo to follow this up with a Samoan drop on Randy. Sikoa then went to the outside, and Owens got up on the apron, asking for a tag. Owens became the legal man, and Owens ran around the ring and clotheslining and swantoning, I guess you would say, everybody. Owens then landed a frog splash on Fatu on the outside as well. Owens then went to the top and hit a swanton on Sikoa inside the ring, but it was good enough for only a near fall. Out would come the Tongans, Tamatonga and Tongaloa. They ran down to ringside, and as a result, Sikoa landed a spinning solo on a distracted Kevin Owens and got a near fall off of it. Kingdom then plays through the building as Cody Rhodes runs down and fights off the Tongans. Tamatonga then found himself in the ring, and Orton gave him a big RKO. Then this is when things got a little overbooked. Things broke down, and the heels, Jacob Fatu that is mostly, would throw Cody into the ring, and he would hit the referee, knocking him down. From here, Owens had the visual pin off of a stunner on Solo, but there was no one to count. Owens then finally sees what happened, sorta. He gets angry. And turned into a punch and a super kick from Fatu. Sikoa then pinned Owens 1, 2, 3. So the heels do win. Bloodline pick up the victory. And after the match, Cody tried saying, hey, I'm sorry. Not how I meant it to be. You know, I didn't do it on purpose, this, that, and the other. Ultimately, though, Owens hugged Cody. And then we got the graphics at the end of the show that says executive producers, Paul Levesque, Lee Fitting. Well, I don't know why we get that on SmackDown. We don't get that on the other shows. We don't get that on NXT. We don't get that on Raw. For some reason, we get the executive producer credits at the very end of the show. Paul Levesque, Lee Fitting. Weird. They've been doing that ever since the debut on USA. So, regardless, though, overall, that was a really good SmackDown. Easy to watch, flew by, flowed really well, and yeah, I liked it. Now I know what you guys thought. Let's get the poll here going on Twitch. What did you think? There's two D's in did. There's a DID of SmackDown. I liked it. It was all right. I didn't like it. The poll is live on Twitch if you're watching there, and we'll go check the other ones while we wait for that. I forgot to do, we'll do one live on YouTube as well. I forgot to do a YouTube live poll. Let's do one really fast. I do apologize for that. We'll do a YouTube live poll really fast. I liked it. It was all right. I didn't like it. All right, let's go check the other polls. By both the threads poll refresh. 50% liked the show. 50% thought it was just all right as far as the threads poll. As far as the the Twitter X poll. 70% liked the show. 20% thought it was just all right, and 10% didn't like it. Looking over here, go to the YouTube community poll. I'm just all kind of over the place. Sorry, my son just tried calling me. 77% liked the show. 16% thought it was just all right, and 6% didn't like it. Some of the comments here, a bunch of hearts. Versus Naomi is turning heel. I don't know about that one. Is KO and Orton turning heel? KO, maybe not Orton. And then this one says, never-ending talking and same matches every week. I wouldn't go that far. We really only got one real long talking segment. Like, correct me if I'm wrong. We only got the one long talking segment with Randy, Cody, Bloodline, that thing. Other than that, we really didn't get a long talking any other. Like, we got quick little 3-minute, 2-minute things back in the back, but that was it. I wouldn't say never-ending talking. It's not the same matches every week. Trust me. I mean, same iterations in a way, kind of maybe for a few of these matches, but it's like I could watch Carmelo Hayes and Andrade go every week, and I wouldn't be none the more mad or upset about it. As far as the Twitch poll does go, everybody that voted liked the show. And finally, looking over at the YouTube live poll, 77% liked it, 15% thought it was just all right, and 7% didn't like it. With that, guys, that is going to wrap everything up. I want to say thank you for joining me here. Twitch.tv/PW Unlimited, YouTube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited, and podcast services all around the globe like Stitcher, Spotify, Google Pod, Apple Pod, Anchor, iHeartRadio, and so much more. Here in just a little bit, I'm going to be live, Twitch.tv/TimmyBuddy, playing something. I don't know. I'm on the fence right now. Do we continue our playthrough from last night of Card Shop Simulator, which we had a blast playing, or do we jump in and play some Fortnite? Because we haven't played Fortnite in a couple days on stream. And we got to, progress through this season. So we'll play one of those games, but I'll be live in a little bit. Twitch.tv/TimmyBuddy. So with that, guys, have a great night. Have a great weekend. And I'll see you next time. Have a good one, guys. All right. If you're still watching on Twitch, we're going to hit up a raid really fast.